What's going on, muscle monsters? Alain Gonzalez here, and in this video we are going to clarify a few things about lean bulking, and then I'm going to give you a few strategies that you can use to ensure that you are maximizing muscle growth, minimizing fat gain during, again, this lean bulk. All right, on my Instagram, which has been blowing up, and if you go there right now you'll see why, at Muscle Monsters, I've been getting a lot of comments from people saying that lean bulks are useless, they're a waste of time, they don't work, things of that nature. But what I found is that most of these people don't actually know what a lean bulk is. A lean bulk is not actually a growth phase where you try to build muscle without fat. All right? A lean bulk is, again, a bulk. So we're trying to eat in a surplus, which means we are going to gain some fat. But what we're trying to do is maximize muscle growth while minimizing fat gain. Okay, we can't avoid fat gain altogether. In fact, if you're a natural, gaining a 1-to-1 ratio of fat to muscle is actually good. Okay, so I'm going to show you a table. All right, that's going to show you, based on how long you've been training, how much muscle you can expect to gain. So in a lean bulk, you don't want to make arbitrary weight gain goals. You want to have weight gain goals that match how much muscle you can actually build. So if you can build half a pound of muscle per week, then you should aim to gain 1 pound of body weight per week. This is going to ensure that you are maximizing muscle growth. If you only gain that half a pound, not all of it will be muscle, so you're not actually going to get that half a pound of muscle growth. So now that we understand kind of what the lean bulk is, I want to talk about something that a lot of people struggle with, and that is actually following through with the lean bulk. Okay, believe it or not, the lean bulk is harder to do than the cut, right? Because with the cut, you know that you have to be in a deficit if you want to get shredded. Okay, but with a bulk, you're in a growth phase, the focus is to get bigger, you can utilize those extra calories in the gym, so we end up saying fuck it, and on certain days we'll just overeat and just kind of eliminate the idea of the lean bulk, okay? And so what ends up happening is we gain more fat than we need to, we reach that uncomfortable body fat sooner than we need to, so now we have to cut, and because we have so much fat buildup, now we have to cut for a prolonged period of time. So over the course of the year, you haven't actually maximized muscle growth because you've spent too much time cutting and not enough time bulking. If you lean bulk properly, you can spend more time growing and less time cutting, thus maximizing muscle growth year after year. So the first tip I would give you is start intermittent fasting. This is great for cutting, but it's also great for being restrictive when you're bulking, right? Because since we're bulking, like I said, a lot of the time we just say fuck it, and if we, let's say we've hit our calories by 8 o'clock, but it's 10 o'clock and we're hungry, we'll eat anyway just because, again, we're human and we're bulking, right? And so if you have a cutoff time, then that eliminates that. It also kind of mitigates those days where you do overeat throughout the week. I'll give you an example. Say there is a day where you do actually go over your calories, right? Well, there are also going to be days, if you stick to your intermittent fasting schedule, where you're going to undereat. And so that kind of balances out the caloric surplus for that week. The next thing I would recommend is increase your protein intake. Now, this is not going to do anything magical like build more muscle or anything like that, but what it is going to do is increase satiety, right? Protein is the most satiating macronutrient there is, and so when we eat a lot of protein in a sitting, we stay fuller for a longer period of time. So if you have, 10 grams of protein at this meal, you might be hungry again in an hour or two, right? And so ultimately you end up eating more than you need to. But if you have, 30 or 40 grams, you might stay fuller for the next, or fuller longer, so maybe the next, 3 or 4 hours before you eat again. This is going to minimize the likelihood that you do end up overeating, okay? It's going to ensure that, or at least help with, staying within your calories for the day. And number 3, throw in a few days of cardio, maybe 2 or 3 days of 15-minute sessions. What this is going to do is it's going to allow you to actually eat more without increasing that surplus, right? Because now that the energy expenditure is higher, so are the energy needs. Okay, so if you add in some more cardio or physical activity, now you can afford to eat more without it causing any damage or setting you back. All right, so that's pretty much it, guys. Intermittent fasting, increase protein intake, and add in some cardio. This is going to help you stay within your calories when you're lean bulking so that you can maximize muscle growth and minimize fat gain. That's pretty much it, guys. If you enjoyed this video, click the like button below. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. If you haven't already, grab Mass in a Flash, totally free. Link will be down below. Just go there, put your name and your email address. You'll get instant access to that. Do not forget to subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.